All right, it is knife time. Once again, coming to you this terrific Tuesday morning from Junker Forge. Ooh, it is a bit shivery and chilly out. And this isn't going to be our main regular video for the day. This is be a little bit of a bonus video because today is 2 weeks with my Odenwolf W-Flat. Now, I've just been carrying it with this static string. Mostly just been tucking it in my pocket. But when I do tuck it on my belt, I've been using the static line. I did put a layer of hockey tape there on the handle to protect the nice thermal injected handle, and I like the way the hockey tape feels, especially as it breaks in. It's been on here for a few days. I've been working it on there. I've been doing all the things with this knife, like I said, and I was batoning with it last night, making smaller kindling because I got a piece of wood that wasn't too dry and I needed it to get going. Anyway, I've been doing all the things with it, and I've been using it to start my fire every evening, in the evenings, with a ferro rod, you know, and I've done more than one should with this knife, probably, like, usage wise, especially because of the thin stock. Like I said, I've been doing some batoning with it, and you know, it strikes such a good ferro rod. I've been doing that, and I've been doing that into the mouth of my wood stove that is made out of steel and iron. And more than once I've gone overextended my ferro rod and clipped this poor thing on said wood stove, and other things and everything else. I've been chucking this into logs when I'm done with it and everything else. And in the middle of the night, I got up last night and to throw another log on the fire, and I took my trusty Odenwolf and I stuck it in a piece of hardwood, and I got some stuff, big old wet hardwood log I have sitting by my fireplace to dry out my wood stove. And when I go to get up, I grab my Odenwolf, I give it a nice as I get up, you know, make my dad noise, and boo. Rip tip, boo. Now, I was so sad because I really enjoy this knife, and I was like, dang it, I just ruined my knife. But I was being dramatic because I did not ruin my knife. If you look at a lot of old knives you find at flea markets and pawn shops and secondhand along the way, a lot of the knives of old lost their tip all the time, including not even just some of the knives of old. I've had some very expensive knives lose their tip the first time I stuck them into anything. This used to be a highly common thing to happen. And so you lose your tip, and a lot of people are like, hey, I got a multi-tool now. And they'll use that as a scraper and or fix flathead screwdriver and the like. But I can't do that. And so, like I said, this isn't a catastrophic failure. A little bit of the tip broke off. About that length. That's about the length of the tip that broke off. So, almost 3/8 of an inch. So this is a 4.5 inch blade. It's going to end up being shorter than that. We're going to measure it out. But this could even be fixed in the field if need be. You could find yourself a nice rock. Or if you carry a file with you when you're on your adventures, on like a multi-tool, you could file that down like we did our Bagwell Bowie Blaster project that we did together. We all learned how to file metal, right? Okay, so you can do that with a file, you could do it with a nice rock you find out in the wilderness. And how I would suggest to fix this in the field especially would to just be and bring that tip down to the factory edge, because if you start going up, then you're gonna have to reprofile and match this edge up to all this edge. So I myself am just gonna make this a little bit of a drop point and have a little bit of a shorter blade, and it'll be custom and nobody will have an Odenwolf W-Flat that is like mine, because it is going to be custom, brother. And I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm going to keep using this. I'm going to keep seeing what a $35.91 knife can do for the duration. Yeah. And this is from abuse. This isn't from normal use. I'm really good at running things. Almost everything. You know, I can unravel ball bearings and weave myself a nice rope out of the metal to get myself tied up into a sticky situation. So there's that. I don't think any less of this blade at all. I mean, like I said, I was using it above its weight class for all kinds of stuff. And I'm just gonna drop that point a little bit and it'll be a-okay. Anyways, this is just kind of like my extended review of this because I do enjoy this knife so much. Other than losing the tip, this thing is still holding its edge very well. The coating is, I'm highly impressed with the coating. I'm not much of a coating guy on every knife, but the coating here, this black version of this, they call it, that coating has withstanded to going through hardwood, lots of ferro rod striking. There's a little bit of shininess on the edge there where I've been getting my ferro rod, but you know. Other than that, this thing feels great in hand still. I really like the hockey tape on there. It gives it more of like a shadowy vibe. It's more non-friendly-ish. I don't know, man. I just like this, the way the tape looks. And not goon tape, just regular hockey tape. Goon tape leaves gunkaboo on your stuff when you do take it off. It's almost impossible to get off. You guys should fix your formula. But yeah, there it is. R.I.P. tip. The good old Odenwolf W-Flat. 2 weeks of life with Uncle Junk. And I'll be showing it in the next video this afternoon to see how better it looks with the new tip. Alright, everybody. I'm going to get after some work today. Gonna see if we can get into some knife work and take advantage of the day. I hope everyone is having a terrific Tuesday, and we'll get after it after a while. Not sure. We'll figure out a video to do later, but don't forget to watch your top knot.